basically, can you tell us what happened?
Yeah, so good morning. My name is Officer Cody Tapley. I'm Public Information Officer at the Sacramento Police Department. Just before 5 o'clock this morning, officers received a call of a reported shooting here in the 4600 block at 12th Ave. Officers arrived on scene, and inside of the residence, they located a male adult with life-threatening gunshot wounds. They immediately began providing life-saving measures. Fire arrived on scene, and unfortunately, despite their efforts, that individual was declared deceased on scene. Currently, our homicide investigators just arrived on scene, and they're going to be taking over the investigation. The coroner will release the name of the identified deceased person once the next of kin has been identified.
And just one victim?
At this time, just one male adult victim has been located, yes.
And can you tell us 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s-year-old?
Male adult is all I have at this time, obviously. Once the coroner comes here and identity is made, we'll have more information.
Any preliminary, reason or motive behind the shooting?
Yeah, that's a great question. Obviously, our detectives are going to look into that. There's a lot of witnesses here. It's a residential area. The incident was confined to the residence, so there's a lot of witnesses, neighbors, and stuff that we have to contact to figure out what led up to this shooting, and hopefully we'll have that information shortly.
Does that mean you don't know, and therefore is there a message to residents in the area?
Yeah, obviously, if you saw anything, heard anything suspicious, please call us. Any information that you have regarding the incidents that occurred in the early hours of this morning can help us break this case and bring the individual or individuals responsible for this to justice.
But is there any concern for the safety of those living in this neighborhood?
At this time, since it occurred inside of the residence, we believe that it is an isolated incident.
What about in terms of a suspect? So was it somebody who was living there, or was the person shot somebody who lived there? Or was this visitors? Was this friends? Were they known to each other?
Again, that's all part of the active investigation, right? Our detectives are going to interview witnesses, neighbors, and look at any visible surveillance cameras that they can find or locate to help them identify who was responsible for this shooting.
So no suspect information right now?
Not at this time, no.
You talking about the dog that was in the house too?
Yeah, so officers did eventually locate an injured animal that is believed to have come from that residence. That dog was transported by Animal Care Services and was receiving treatment.
Injured as far as shot?
It's believed that it did sustain a gunshot wound. I don't have specifics. That would be animal control to confirm injuries.
And the man who lost his life, was he just shot once, or was it multiple gunshots?
Multiple times. Obviously, once they do an autopsy, they'll be able to determine how many times, but preliminarily, we're looking at least one gunshot wound.
Given the limited information at this point in time, what's the message to those living in this neighborhood?
Yeah, obviously the biggest thing is bringing the individual responsible to justice. Those who committed this crime, for the family member and for the deceased, we want the public to know that we need their help. And if they saw something, if they heard something, or if they have any information, please call us, please let our detectives know, and help us find the person responsible.
But you do believe this was targeted specific to this home?
Yeah, at this time, all the information shows that it was isolated inside of the residence and not random.
I understand there was a woman inside the house at the time too. Was she okay?
I don't have that information. Obviously, our detectives will look into all of that information and contact witnesses to verify who was where when this shooting occurred.
Any kids in the home?
I don't have that information.
Do you know the circumstances of being inside the home? Was it a break-in? Was it a meeting? Do you believe the suspect was there willingly or was invited in, or was this some sort of break-in or invasion or thing like that?
Again, great question. Yeah, that's something that our detectives will look into, right? All the information that we have at this time just shows that we have one individual who has at least one gunshot wound. So there's a lot of detective work that has to be followed up on. Obviously, like I said, our homicide detectives are here. They'll look into that, contact witnesses, and look for that. But also our CSI team is here, and they'll collect evidence, review footage, and see if there's any physical evidence that would help us determine what led up to this shooting and why this individual is deceased.
Any ETA on the road?
Yeah, at this time, obviously, like I said, our homicide detectives and CSI just arrived on scene, so the road will be closed for the next couple hours, but we'll provide an update on Twitter or X once these roads are open.